all grade champions, these guys blitzed, I think, every down, somebody, some way, somehow. How do you think you passed that test? And number two, do you think that in some ways that will maybe make teams back off a little bit more as the season goes on? Or what do you expect, I guess, down the road from the blitzing aspect of things?
Yeah, they blitz constantly. They threw blitzes in that they've never ran, more than one. They definitely they definitely made us earn our keep on the offensive line. But all credit to their defense. They played really hard all game. Um, I think we did a pretty good job of picking it up, all things considered. A lot of times there were blitzes where they were bringing more people than we had blockers.
Yeah.
In terms of not giving up pressures, that's a problem. when they're it's a little numbers game, it's not good. Not good for us when they have more than we can block. But I think all things considered, we did a pretty good job. We all graded out champion. It's not an easy thing to do, picking up blitzes like that. It's harder than it looks, and it already doesn't look easy. Go ahead.
Yeah, but real quick, the play y'all had where Master had his breakaway 41-45, looked like everybody ran, was student body left. I called it Fort left. And, he just ran through a gate and ran. What did it feel like to be part of that play? And do you feel like y'all came out of that game with your running game no longer sort of a question mark? Just what's your take on that?
I do. Yeah, that play, I was juiced about that play. I was excited. For so many reasons. But yeah, that game. I think it made our players feel better about the issues in our running game.
Yeah.
300, I think it was 307 rushing yards on the game. That'll do. That's a pretty good outing in the rushing attack. So I was really excited about that run, especially.
Thanks, man.
All righty, we'll go next to Bill Landis from The Athletic. Bill?
Hey, Josh, I'm just wondering what it's like to be a center in a game where the opponent is blitzing on just about every down. Are you miserable? Are you relishing the fact that it's put on your plate? How's that go?
Yeah, it's something that I've gotten used to, no doubt about it. They blitz, we get blitzed constantly. Let's be honest. Defenses blitz us constantly. They throw new blitzes at us constantly, and we have to pick them up. So I'm used to it. Now, that may have been a little bit more blitzing and new blitzes than I'm used to, even still. But it was, yeah. It's a lot on my plate, and I definitely had a lot to prepare for that game. But I like the job. It's something that I like about center. I don't know. I might be weird in that sense, I guess. I don't know. I enjoy the mental aspect a lot as well. Of course, I enjoy the physical, but something that I've grown to love over the years is the mental aspect of the game. So I'm glad those kinds of things are on my shoulders.
And the one, it sort of seemed like it was one they went back to a couple of times where they would cross the linebackers and then bring that safety late.
Yeah.
What's the key up front for you guys to try to figure something like that out, especially when that safety is coming through as late as he was?
Yeah. I'm not sure how much I can really tell you guys about it, to be completely honest with you. So that's I want to be able to explain it to you so bad. I don't think you guys understand. It's part of it is the pass protection that we're in. So part of it deals with the number of people we have pass protecting. There's also, it's really hard for me as a center to be able to see that. Like, I can see like that the backers were tight. They were close together, and we knew that they ran the double linebacker twist and the A gaps. We knew they ran that a lot. What they hadn't done was bring the safety, and it's hard for me to see that. And so it's something that we had to adjust to on the fly. And depending on what kind of protection we had, sometimes we didn't have enough blockers. And the times when we did have enough blockers, we also had threats on the edge that we had to account for. And if we didn't account for them, then at a certain point, they come too, right? And so all of these things are happening throughout the course of the game, and all anyone sees is that guy just ran through the A gap free, but it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Thanks, Josh.
All righty, we'll go next to Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com. Nathan?
Hey, Josh, I know he's not on your side of the ball. I'm just curious what influence you see from Tuff Borland as a leader for this program, and how that influence maybe sometimes does surpass just being a leader of the linebackers.
Yeah, Tuff is a leader of this football team, and he has been basically my entire career here. Tuff is one of those people that it comes to naturally. He's just a leader. It doesn't matter. It could be finger painting, and he would be a leader at that somehow. That's just who he is, and he is absolutely a leader of the linebacker room, but he is of the whole team as well. And I know that his value to our defense is huge. What he can do. I mean, he's like a coach on the field. So can't say enough about it.
He sort of stepped up and made a statement on behalf of the team when everything was going on with the I think it was kind of credited him as being one of the authors of that. Just how did that sort of come about from your perspective, and what did that mean to the team that he was kind of out being a voice like that?
Are you talking about in the pandemic we were quarantining?
Yeah.
The social injustice? Yeah. Okay. That was brought about by a couple of our different leaders on our team. I know Coop was involved with that. CJ Saunders was, and with what Tuff said and bringing stuff forward, and all of us getting together in that moment, there was a lot that went into it. And I think Tuff was someone who's really passionate about it. And I think that as a group, they decided on Tuff being the one to deliver the message, and he did a great job with it. But I know it was a couple people who got together for that. More than a couple, really.
All righty, got time for a couple more. We'll go to Dan Hope from 11 Warriors. Dan?
Hey, Josh, you talked last week about your surprise for your grandmother. I was just wondering what her reaction was on Saturday.
Oh, she was excited. She told me she went through about a whole box of tissues. So she was really excited. I think one of the cool things about it too is so many people, especially from my hometown, know my grandma and knew my grandfather, and so many people were reaching out to both her and me, which was really cool. And I think it was just a really special moment for both of us.
Thanks, Josh.
Got time for two more. We'll go to Patrick Murphy, 247. Patrick.
Josh, you talked about the pride in getting the run game going, but what was it that worked better in this game than maybe in some of the last couple?
That's a good question. I think it was just something that we kept coming back to. It was something that in this game we had to rely on a little bit more. And I don't know, the holes were there. We were hitting them. We were flying around. The way their defense was playing, right, they were running those linebackers through the A gaps constantly, which means that their two interior linemen had to loop out, right? So they're coming through the A gaps and they're looping their two linemen out. Well, that opens up the middle of the field if we can block those linebackers. And we were able to do that pretty well, and that definitely helped in the run game.
Thank you.
All righty, we'll wrap up, Josh, with Spencer Holbrook from Letterman Row. Spencer.
Josh, when you have two offensive linemen who are at the beginning of their careers, just starting their first few games, and you guys are getting blitzed as much as you guys were, was there a time where you and Wyatt and Thayer had to talk to him and say, hey, calm down, we're going to be all right and figure this out? And how did that progress? Did you feel like those two in particular got more comfortable as the game went on?
Yeah, I think they did. I think it was a good thing that a lot of that internal blitzing was really between me and the running back for the most part. That safety coming through really isn't Harry or Nick's job. And so that helped with it. That a lot of the pressure was right up the middle in terms of where they wanted to get home. A lot of what they were trying to do was up the gut. And so we were able to handle that. And that helped for sure. But they've been in the program long enough, and have seen over the years how teams play us on defense. It's nothing. It's really nothing new. Now the number of players that they bring on blitzes might have been a little different, but in terms of getting blitzed, it happens to us constantly, and so I think they're starting to get pretty used to that. And they did a good job picking them up. So I'm just proud of those guys. And, I think I could credit a lot of our blitz pickup to just our preparation during the week and spending extra time together, watching the film and making sure we're covering everything before we go into the game.
All righty, Josh. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
Thanks,
Tell
Josh.
Paris I have an All-American football I need for him to sign for me because he's my hero. Have a good one, guys.